Welcome to LMSolutions Music. This month, we invite you on a journey through time, where we will explore the rich and vibrant history of jazz music. From its roots in African rhythms and blues, to its evolution into a genre that has shaped the musical landscape of the world, jazz has always been more than just music. It's a symphony of history, culture, struggle, and triumph. It's a conversation between generations, a dialogue that transcends borders, and a testament to the power of creativity and improvisation. So sit back, relax, and let the music guide us as we delve into the enchanting world of jazz. Our journey begins with the riddle of rhythm, a defining characteristic of this genre, and one that has puzzled and fascinated music lovers for over a century. What makes jazz jazz? Is it the rhythm, the improvisation, or the cultural history it carries? Welcome to the enigmatic world of jazz, a music form that has greatly influenced the musical landscape over the last century. As we reel in the hypnotic tunes and syncopated rhythms, one might wonder what truly defines this genre. Is it the rhythm that sets it apart? The captivating, complex patterns that keep listeners on their toes? Or is it the improvisation, the spontaneous creation, and interpretation of music that makes jazz so unique? Maybe it's the cultural history it carries, the stories of struggle and triumph, of unity and diversity that echo through every note. These elements make jazz a riddle, a fascinating puzzle that we aim to unravel. They form the heart and soul of this genre, intertwining to create a musical language that's universally understood, yet deeply personal. To answer these questions, we need to delve into the rich history of jazz. Born in the late 19th century, jazz is a testament to the resilience and creativity of African American communities in the South. Jazz music, that intoxicating blend of rhythm, harmony, and spontaneity, traces its roots back to the indigenous music of Western Africa. Here, music was not just entertainment, but a powerful tool for communication and community bonding. It was inextricably entwined with life's rhythms, reflecting the pulse of the community. Forced into the harsh life of slavery, African people were stripped of their freedom, but they held on to their music, a vital lifeline to their homeland. In the plantations of the American South, they began to blend their traditional rhythms with the European music they encountered, creating a unique, raw, and poignant sound that was the precursor to jazz. New Orleans, the vibrant city at the heart of the South, became the cradle of this new music genre. It was a place where cultures collided and coalesced, where French, Spanish, and African influences swirled together in a heady mix. African rhythms met European harmonies, and the result was something truly extraordinary. In the bustling streets of New Orleans, in its lively bars and brothels, jazz began to take shape. The African call-and-response style merged with European chord structures, and the blues, with its heartfelt narratives of sorrow and hope, added a poignant depth. Meanwhile, the ragtime rhythm, with its syncopated, ragged rhythm, brought a lively toe-tapping energy. The instruments, too, played their part in shaping jazz. The African drums, banned by slave owners, were replaced by European instruments like the trumpet, the trombone, and the clarinet. These instruments were adapted and bent to the will of the musicians, producing the unique, soulful sound that we now associate with jazz. Through hardship, resilience, and creativity, a new form of music was born. It was a music that reflected the soul of a people, their joys and sorrows, their struggles and triumphs. It was a music that, like the people who created it, refused to be confined or defined by convention. And thus, in the melting pot of cultures, jazz was born. Fast forward to the 1920s, jazz had swept across the nation, defining the Roaring Twenties. During this remarkable era, known as the Jazz Age, the infectious energy of jazz music resonated from coast to coast. This wasn't just a musical movement, it was a cultural phenomenon. Cities hummed with the rhythm of jazz, and the nation's pulse quickened to the beat of this new sound. People of all ages, from all walks of life, were captivated by jazz. It was a soundtrack to a time of change and optimism, a mirror reflecting the spirit of the age. Jazz music didn't just fill the airwaves, it influenced every corner of society. It was the rhythm of the dance halls, where the Charleston and the Lindy Hop took the country by storm. It was the beat of fashion, as flapper dresses swayed to the rhythm, and men's suits became jazzier with broad shoulders and tapered waists. Art, too, was not left untouched. Jazz Age artists drew inspiration from the music, creating vibrant works that echoed the dynamism and energy of jazz. It was a time when the boundaries between high and low art blurred, and the influence of jazz could be seen in everything from fine art to commercial design. During this jazz-drenched decade, a few names stood out. Louis Armstrong, with his unmistakable gravelly voice and innovative trumpet playing, brought jazz to the mainstream. His recordings from the 20s are considered some of the most influential in jazz history. Then there was Duke Ellington, a composer, pianist, and bandleader, whose sophisticated compositions elevated jazz to a high art form. His orchestra's residency at the Cotton Club, a famous Harlem night spot, helped to cement jazz's place in American culture. These musicians and others like them were not just playing music, they were shaping the soul of a nation. They were capturing the spirit of an era that was brimming with possibility, an era that was roaring with a newfound freedom and a defiant optimism. Jazz was more than just music, it was a cultural revolution. As the world changed after the World Wars, so did jazz. The period following the World Wars was marked by significant developments in jazz, with the emergence of subgenres that pushed the boundaries of the music style. In the heart of this evolution was bebop, a style characterized by complex melodies and harmonies that broke away from the predictable patterns of big band music. Bebop was less about dancing and more about listening, inviting audiences to appreciate the virtuosity of the musicians. A key figure in this movement was Charlie Parker, a saxophonist whose innovative improvisations and profound musicality left an indelible mark on the world of jazz. Following closely on the heels of bebop came cool jazz, a style that sought to bring a more relaxed and subdued sound to jazz. Miles Davis, a trumpeter extraordinaire, was instrumental in the development of this subgenre. His album, Birth of the Cool, became a landmark in the history of jazz, introducing a softer, more melodic style that contrasted sharply with the high-energy performances of bebop. As jazz artists continued to push the envelope, free jazz emerged, a style that abandoned traditional chord structures and rhythms for a more experimental and avant-garde approach. John Coltrane, a virtuoso saxophonist, was one of the pioneers of this style. His work, characterized by intense performances and innovative compositions, challenged the conventional norms of jazz and opened up new possibilities for musical expression. Each of these subgenres and their key figures played a crucial role in shaping the post-war jazz landscape. They transformed jazz from a popular form of entertainment into a serious art form, paving the way for the diverse styles of jazz we have today. As jazz moved from the dance halls to the concert halls, from the smoky clubs of New York to the world stage, it underwent a metamorphosis. The music evolved, becoming more sophisticated, more complex, and more profound, reflecting the changing times and the shifting social landscape. From the smoky clubs of New York to the world stage, jazz had truly evolved. In the 21st century, jazz continues to thrive and influence other genres of music. This age-old art form, ever evolving and dynamic, has found its way into the heart of contemporary music, from pop to hip-hop, classical to electronic, and more. It has redefined itself without losing its unique identity, a testament to its enduring relevance and appeal. Today, jazz is not just a genre, it's an attitude, a way of interpreting the world through sound. It's about improvisation, about finding new paths and exploring uncharted territories. It's about breaking boundaries and pushing limits. And this spirit of exploration and innovation is reflected in the music of contemporary jazz artists. Take Kamasi Washington, for example. A saxophonist, composer, and producer, Washington's music is a fusion of various styles, from traditional jazz to hip-hop, classical, and even orchestral music. His work is a testament to the limitless possibilities of jazz, showing us that this genre is not confined to a specific style or sound, but is instead a platform for creative expression. Then there's Esperanza Spalding, a bassist, singer, and songwriter who has taken the jazz world by storm. She blends elements of jazz with pop, funk, and Brazilian music, creating a sound that is uniquely her own. Spalding's music is a reminder that jazz is not stagnant. It continues to grow and change, reflecting the diverse influences and experiences of its artists. These artists, and many others like them, are the torchbearers of jazz in the 21st century. They are keeping the spirit of jazz alive, pushing its boundaries, and ensuring its continued relevance in today's music scene. They are a testament to jazz's ability to adapt, evolve, and influence, even in the face of changing musical landscapes. Jazz's impact on popular culture is undeniable. It has shaped and continues to shape the way we understand and experience music. It has given us a language to express our deepest emotions and our most profound thoughts. It has challenged us to listen, to engage, and to think in new and exciting ways. Jazz, with its rich history and evolving nature, remains a vibrant part of our musical landscape. So, what makes jazz jazz? We've journeyed together through the riddle of rhythm, the roots of this soul-stirring genre, the sparkling jazz age, the post-war innovations, and the modern landscape of jazz today. We've seen how jazz, with its intricate melodies and unpredictable rhythms, emerged from the depths of African and American traditions, becoming an emblem of freedom, resilience, and creativity. It didn't just evolve in isolation, but was shaped by the society it thrived in, mirroring its complexities and changes. The legends of jazz from the past and present have left indelible marks, painting vibrant strokes on the canvas of this musical art form. They've shown us that jazz is not just a genre, but a conversation, an expression, an experience. And with every new artist, every new composition, it continues to evolve, just like life itself. Perhaps jazz is jazz because it is a reflection of life itself, complex, improvisational, and endlessly evolving. If you enjoyed this journey through jazz history and the stories and insights we've shared, then we invite you to dive deeper into the world of jazz. We've only just scratched the surface. There's still a universe of melodies, rhythms, and stories waiting to be explored. So why not start now? Start by liking this video, sharing it with your friends and family, and subscribing to our channel. This way, you won't miss out on any future content. If you're a fan of smooth jazz, or if you'd like to explore this subgenre, we have something special for you. We've curated a smooth jazz serenity playlist, filled with soothing, soulful tunes that are perfect for your relaxation or work background. You can find the link to the playlist in the description below. Remember, every like, share, and subscribe helps us bring more quality content your way, helps us spread the love for jazz, and helps keep this wonderful music genre alive and thriving. So let's do this together. Keep the jazz alive and stay tuned for more. As we've seen, jazz is a reflection of life itself, complex, improvisational, and endlessly evolving. And just like life, there's always something new to discover, something new to love. Until next time, keep the jazz playing.